Am I walking? They walking.
Carry that one for me. You got it?
That's a creepy hole.
It is. Now, he just said this is a creepy hole. All right, disclaimer here. Young people,
Okay,
I'll tell you about the old days. We were adventurous. You got your adventure crew? When we were kids, we would go exploring. And of
Please don't
course,
tell me you went down those holes.
we would go down those holes. Please, never do that.
Right.
We all made it back safely with no harm. But we would have our flashlights and makeshift torches, and we would go down in these holes, and we would come out wherever it led us. Huntsville is home to the National Theological Society. North Alabama sits on over 250
How do you
caves.
find your way home?
Wherever we came out, we walked back from that point. Because on several occasions, I was going to say on several occasions we got lost until we learned to make markings. We would either leave something so that we would know we're on the right path, but those are things we did back in the early 60s. We didn't have chalk too much.
Well, rocks.
Or what?
Sometimes rocks are.
Man, why didn't we have you with us? we did have rocks though. We did have rocks. But we talked about the early aldermen and elected officials here in Madison County. Well, after the emancipation, meaning after the enslaved were freed, you know, many who didn't know how to read or write, they weren't sure what they were going to do. Many headed north for a better life. Many because their former owners said, well, William, I tell you what, if you and your family will just stay and farm the land, you know, you can stay in your home, and what you can do, you can share crops, so you can continue to grow. You already know the land, so continue to grow your crops, and you can just pay me in crops for your payment for staying. And many of these people who didn't know how to read or write or that kind of thing, they didn't know that they were being cheated. So many times they owed, according to their former master, all of this money that they really didn't know. He actually owed them. Now, many were cotton farmers. Many of these former enslaved people were cotton farmers. And they would go to the local cotton gins, and of course they did not get a fair price on their cotton. So they decided, well, what we'll do, we'll pool our money, and we're gonna start our own cotton gin. And they built the Longview cotton gin at this intersection of Hall and Brown. So they built their own cotton gin, so that now the black farmers could bring their cotton and they get a fair price at the Longview cotton gin, which was owned by Negroes. So now the other cotton gins are losing money. So what they decided to do, the former slave owners, who these people live on their property, said, I tell you what, those of you, so say you're growing your own cotton, and I come and tell you, if you do business with the Longview cotton gin, you've got to leave this afternoon. Get out. Only do business with the white cotton gin. So they stopped doing business, and it started hurting Longview's business. And by the early 1960s, they closed shop. And the former owners of the Longview, they're also buried at Glenwood.
So they forced them?
Forced them, strong-armed them, forced them out of business. But this is the intersection where the Longview cotton gin was located. All right, let's head downtown.